In 200 meters, turn left, then you'll arrive at your destination.
Hi there, it's Richard. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi. I'm in County Wicklow today on Balti Boys Bridge, which is on the Liffey here, which is a big, basically, main river flowing through Dublin, and this is a bit of a reservoir. Pollaphuca, I think it's called. I'll find out the name and I'll put it up on the screen. But as you see, it's foggy, misty, early morning, so you can get a few shots. All right, let's go. Well, this is just a little experimental shot here. As you can see, it's still quite foggy out here. There's a bit of concrete here with, I don't know what it was, but it looks like an E and a J. So yeah, just going to try and take a shot of that. There's a wide angle on here. Now I have the polarized filter on, and I don't know if you can see that there, but that's taking the shine away. But if I adjust the polarized filter and really remove it, actually, you can see the difference that the polarized filter makes. So I quite like that, but I might take one with the polarized and not polarized and see what it turns out like. Yeah, it's like I said, it's really just a shot to nothing. So it's a short, long exposure, and then I'll take one with the polarized filter. With it polarized, yeah, I don't really like that because not for that composition. But anyway, let's keep going. I'm gonna get over to this bridge. I decided that a square crop works best for this shot. I also changed to a black and white image as I felt the brownish colour of the water was a bit distracting. The detail on the concrete is nice and sharp, and I like the white reflection in the water on the top half of the image. Would have preferred it if all the water had the same reflection, to be honest. Yeah, there's some nice compositions here behind me. This lake has got some really old, I'll show you, logs and rotten logs and stuff in the water, and the water's flat calm. So I'm going to play around here and see if I can get a composition with the logs in the water and maybe the bridge. Yeah, so I'll try and set something up. Well, I've got a composition here. I'm going to try it out and see what it's like. As you can see, I have the camera right up top of the tripod. The tripod's fairly janky looking because there's that little stump there. I want to keep it, I don't want it intersecting with the reflection of the bridge, so I had to lift the camera up, and then I wanted to get this in the foreground as well. So, I'm shooting it at like f13 here, and a timer on it to get like a half-second exposure, and yeah, play around to see if it's any good. I'll throw it up on the screen. For this shot, I opted for a square crop again, hoping to cut out some of the distracting elements in the scene. But honestly, this one just didn't click for me. There's an old bit of a rubber mat on the tree trunk that I completely missed, and I forgot to remove it. The image feels a bit lifeless and flat. Definitely not one of my favourites. I'm moving closer to the bridge and I still have this mist, and I really like this composition here with the bridge going off into the mist. If you just know my photos, if you know a lot of stuff I do, I like a lot of architecture and like the architecture of the bridge and then just the disappearing into the distance. So yeah, it floats my boat. So I'll show you kind of what I'm doing here. I've come in from here, I've kind of framed it up like this, so I don't really want this gravel and crap in the frame, so I started the edge of it with no beach, and as you can see it's disappearing off into the distance and into the mist. So I'm doing it at like a f13 and a low ISO, so I'm getting it so I can get it. I actually have it set on aperture priority here, just it's the way I'm doing it today. So I'm getting about a half a second exposure, and yeah, they're coming out nice. So I'm looking forward to editing these shots. I might do it in black and white, or I might just leave it in colour. There's not much colour happening anyway. So yeah, so like I said, you can see I'm trying to keep the middle of the reflection in the centre of the composition, and hopefully it turns out well. Anyway, I'll throw it up on the screen. I'm really happy with how this shot turned out. The pinkish orange glow from the early morning sun on the left side of the frame kind of adds some warmth and vibrance. And as your eye moves across, the colours transition beautifully from orange to blue, creating like a nice balance in the image. The fog and reflections in the water give like seeing a dreamlike atmosphere. And if you look really closely, you'll spot a hint of trees peeking through the mist at the end of the bridge on the right frame. This one really captures the mood I was going for. Yeah, this shot, or this view is cool anyway, right under the bridge here. And you've got the mist floating by. In fact, I've actually taken this shot in the past. I've been here before, but I'm going to take it again in different conditions. We'll see how it turns out. So I might try a landscape, I might try a portrait. I'll have the polarized filter on, off. So there's sort of combinations, and I'll see which one I like the best. As you can see here, the portrait orientation works beautifully. I genuinely love this image. The combination of fog and reflections creates such a moody vibe. I'm drawn to the brownish tones throughout the scene. Like in my editing, I made sure to enhance the highlights on the whites to boost the overall contrast. I think it really elevates the shot. This is my final shot of the foggy bridge, and I really enjoyed capturing it in these amazing conditions. This one may be my favourite. The brown tones throughout really resonate with me. I love how the structure of the bridge and its reflections dominate the frame, while the remaining space is kind of softly illuminated by a white glow of the fog. It creates a real atmospheric scene, and once again the bridge seems to fade into nothingness. The image perfectly encapsulates that otherworldly vibe. Little poster log sticking out of the water here, so I'm just playing around with this shot as well, see if I get anything interesting. I've got the camera on the tripod very low, I'm very close, and just taking a few half-second exposures with portrait and landscape. It's worth having a shot. It might come out interesting, it might be pretty boring, I don't know, but let's see how it goes. I believe the portrait orientation works best for this shot. Just like my first image in the video, black and white really suits the scene. There's some nice detail in the log, enhanced by the atmosphere and contrast from the fog and the white backdrop. While I'm pleased with how it turned out, it doesn't feel quite as engaging as the other shots. Okay, I came back to the car for a cup of tea. So this place, I'll let you know a little bit more about it. It's on Blessington Lakes, or the Pollaphuca Reservoir. It's a large reservoir, the artificial reservoir that was built I don't know, 60 or 70 years ago, and it's a great spot to come. I was here once before, and I flew the drone around and got a cracking, or well, at least I think, one of my favourite drone shots. I might throw it up here, but you get great reflections off the lake, and there's obviously the bridge, and there's, you know, interesting features about the lake, and just the landscape around here is amazing. And this time of the year in autumn, it's lovely, and so I highly recommend coming up here if you're into some lake photography. It's a good spot to come. There's a car park right here beside the lake, so I mean, I haven't wandered more than 500 metres from the car today, not even that. So yeah, I'm gonna have a cup of tea here, have something to eat, and if this mist clears, I'll pop back out. So as you can see, the mist is gone and we got some great reflections over there. Gonna get a few more shots. Let's go. Trying out a pano, 4 or 5 shot pano of this little forested area here along with the bridge. So I'm shooting it in a portrait, and I've out at 75mm. And like I said, well, I took 4 or 5. I'm not sure now how many shots I'll use in the pano, but if it's any good, sure, we'll throw it up. Well, the conditions couldn't have changed more dramatically after my cup of tea. The fog had completely lifted, revealing a stunningly sunny and crisp morning. This is the first of 2 panoramic shots I took, created from 5 portrait-orientated images. I absolutely love the reflections in the water and how the bridge draws the eyes from the left side of the frame to the centre. It's a fantastic location and subject for a panorama, perfectly showcasing the beauty of the scene. This panorama consists of 3 shots, and here the bridge takes centre stage. I really like the colours in this image, and once again the fantastic reflections from the calm lake water add so much depth. I made sure to capture the reflections of the water on the underside of the bridge, which I think enhances the overall composition. I'm really pleased with how this one turned out. Well, I'm at another part of Blessington Lake here, and there's another cracking bridge over here. But what's interesting me here is the background. We've got some mountains going on here, which are really lovely. And I'll just show you what I'm playing around with here. There's just some rocks in the water, and I think they could make an interesting composition. So I'm just moving the tripod around and experimenting to try and get a few different shots. But yeah, trying to keep the the water in the background of the rocks, so the rock's not like, I don't want the rock cutting the horizon like that. I want it kind of in the middle of the water with the mountains in the background. So yeah, I'll just play around here and see if I get anything. I'll throw it up on the screen. This is my final image of the video. I used a 10-stop filter to achieve a long exposure of 10 seconds. I really like the composition of the 3 rocks in the reflective water to create a nice balance in the scene. I found that a simple square crop worked best for this image, emphasising the tranquility and beauty of the moment. Well, I think that's me done for the day. I hope you enjoyed my little trip down here to Wicklow and to the reservoir here at Blessington Lakes. Absolutely fantastic place. Really like it here. I'm going to definitely come back here again. I'd like to do it in the evening, but there's, like I said earlier on, great reflections. I love playing around with that bridge myself there, just getting photos of it and trying to include it in composition. So, look, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit a like, comment and subscribe. Don't be afraid to leave a comment as well as subscribing. And let me know what you liked and what you didn't like. And if there's anywhere you think I should go, let me know. And I shall see you again soon, probably in the next week or 2. I'll try to get video out every 1 to 2 weeks. And yeah, until then, stay safe, see you soon.